Hello, Word Pathfinder. Welcome once again. I'm excited to be here with you this time in our character, ethics, and value campaign, The Secret of the Top 1%. Last week, we started this last 10 weeks of our leadership principle, and last week we looked at pressure. The leaders deliberately put themselves under pressure, and there's a difference between pressure and stress. This week, we're looking at understanding people as a leadership principle. Okay, so in our character, ethics, and value campaign, The Secret of the Top 1%, this week we are looking at the role of understanding people in success and in leadership. What do we mean by to understand people? What do we mean by understanding people? What does it mean to understand people? Let's take a look at some words that can be used, okay, for understanding people. The first is sympathy, the ability to sympathize with others. What do you need to know, okay, for you to be able to, about others, for you to be able to sympathize with them? Ability to show, next word is compassion, ability to show compassion. What do you need to know about others for you to be able to show compassion, okay, to them? Responsiveness, ability to give the right response to the action and reaction of others. Remember, we said that you have no control over how other people react, but your ability to respond appropriately will determine your outcome. So what do you need to know about others? What do you need to understand about others for you to be able to respond to them appropriately? Okay, identification. Okay, ability to identify where people are in life, where they are coming from, and why they do what they do. Okay, so that's, the kind of things we need to know about understanding people. The next word is empathy, ability to understand other people's feelings, how they feel, what is responsible for what they feel. Okay, Daniel Coleman, an emotional intelligence expert, okay, listed understanding of people as one of the first elements of empathy. Coleman suggested that to understand others is more than just sensing other people's feelings and emotion. It also means taking genuine interest in them, okay, and in their concern. So therefore, understanding people, okay, can be looked at in two perspectives. The first one is sensing other people's feelings and emotion, to know why they behave the way they do, why they are emotional, why they feel what they feel. The other one is taking a genuine interest in other people and their concerns. So you need to know how people feel. You need to know about their emotion. You need to take genuine interest in, their interest and what concerns them. Very important. This is a powerful leadership trait. So today we're going to start by looking at why is it important that we understand people? Why do we want to commit this week? Why is it a secret of the top 1%? The first thing you need to understand is that understanding people will save us from a lot of conflicts. For us to succeed in life, either in a family, in our relationship, in business, we need to deal with people. The more the conflict, the less likely we will succeed. So many conflicts today originate because we don't understand each other. That's why we have conflict. If we understand each other, we have less conflict. And when we don't make the effort, to understand people, we generate many unnecessary conflicts and develop a condemning attitude. So what happened? Every action, every reaction of others, you condemn. Why? You don't understand them. And this will lead to more conflict. But when we understand people, where people are in life, why they do what they do, what happened, ultimately we will do what? We will avoid conflict. So it's important to understand people, where they are coming from, where they are in life, why they act the way they act. And when you do that, what happens? You avoid conflict. The second reason why understanding of people is very important is that when we do, we will be able to lead and motivate people. If you must be a good leader, you must understand people. As people in business, first and foremost, we need to understand our employees in order to motivate them. If we don't, what happens? We have poor production because they won't give their best. And this can put our business, put us out of business. Very important. So business management consists of motivating people so that we can service others. Your business is about servicing others. It's about meeting the needs of others. It's about helping others create their results. So when you have employee, the whole goal of employee is for you to be able to lead them, for you to motivate them so that they can bring their best in servicing of others. So it's pretty hard to manage and motivate our people if we don't understand first and foremost their personal need. I remembered my first interview with Guinness as a young graduate. Okay, so I was to attend the interview, and they give us a list of about 5 things that we need to rank in order of importance. One was salary, condition of service, career development, and other. And when I look at the list, I put there that salary is my first consideration. And my mates told me that was going to work against me. Of course, when I got to the interview panel, the first thing they identified was because I said that salary was the most important to me. And somebody asked me, the HR director asked me, why is salary the most important thing to me? And I told them the reason first and foremost that I want to work is not for the sake of work. I want to work because I want to meet my personal need. So if your salary will not pay my transport, okay, to the office, it will not meet my basic need, I won't be here to be talking about career development. So my first consideration is that the salary must be enough to meet my basic needs for me to be able to aspire to the other things in the list. And I got the job ultimately. So you need to understand the personal needs of your people. We need to understand also their strengths and their weaknesses. Why is this important? Because if you do, what happens? You'll be able to place them accordingly, according to their strength. A good team is made up of a variety of people and with variety of strengths. So what happened? We say that focus on your strength and staff your weakness. So the weakness of one is covered by the strength of the other person, and what happened? You have a balanced team. So one of the reasons why you need to understand the strengths and weaknesses of people, you know where to place people, making sure that you are placing a round peg in a round hole so that you can have a balanced team and achieve the best of results. We also need to understand our customer. This is very important when it comes to understanding people. As a business person, you need to understand customers, what they want and why they want it. Okay, why is this important? I have seen several product launch fail, business launch fail, service launch failure. Why? Because they spend their time, they spend their money trying to bring the product that they think that the market wants without getting feedback from the market whether that's exactly what the customer wants. So what happened? Ultimately, after they spend all their money in the launch, the customer give them this cold feedback by not responding to the product. Why? They did not take into account by understanding what their customer want before they invested their time, their resources in the product launch that ultimately the market rejected. This is very important. So without understanding what people want, what your customer want, their needs, you may be serving people, but you won't be satisfying them. Yes, you are making effort serving them, but what happens? You are not satisfying them. So leadership is influence. Influence is to first touch the heart before you ask for the hand. You need to know and understand people, what is important to them, for you to be able to touch their hearts so that they can willingly give you their hands. The third reason why understanding of people is very important is that it gives us a forgiving heart. Okay, this is very important in relationship management, and we need to know that to succeed in life. We are not talking religion here, we are talking about relationship management. A good understanding of people will give us a forgiving attitude. Why? When we understand someone, we don't judge them. Okay, because we know it's easy for us to forgive them. Why? Because we know where they are coming from. In most cases, you may have been in that situation before. So it's easy for you to identify with them, to relate with them, what they are going through, and in turn, it helps us to cope with such situations where people react in the way that, we don't expect of them. Okay? So we are more tolerant when we do that, and we understand the underlying cause of behavior. Anytime you understand what is the underlying causes of a behavior, very likely you will show more understanding. So this is important both in our businesses, both in our family and our relationship. A very good example is, I used to wonder, trying to give an explanation to Jesus and Stephen in the Bible. Jesus was crucified, Stephen was stoned to death. Okay? And one of the prayers they prayed, the Father forgive them, for they know not what they have done. So why were they able to pray that kind of prayer? Why were they able to forgive such such atrocity? They understood the accusers. They understood their ignorance. They knew that they acted out of ignorance. So when you understand where people are coming from, it's easy for you to forgive them. So we too can forgive other people. We can forgive their wrong attitude. We can forgive their wrong action easily if we understand ourselves and understand their own situation. Finally, the fourth reason why understanding people is very important is that, when you act based on your understanding of people, it is great wisdom. When we understand why people do what they do, why they act the way they are, where they are coming from, what happened, we are able to respond properly. And this is called wisdom. Anytime you give the appropriate response to a bad behavior, they see you as wise. It's wisdom. You always want the best from people, I'm sure. Every one of us, the reason we have people around us is that we always want the best from people. Understanding people help us get the best from them. How is it so? Understanding people will help you to know how to respond to them and how to direct them to be able to get the right response from them. This is very key. Listen to me. Generally, everybody wants to be nice. I've never seen anybody that intentionally wants to be wicked. Everybody wants to be nice. Everybody wants to be good. But what happens? Situations and pressures of life sometimes pushes all of us, past our hopes and our dreams. We dream to be nice. We dream, but the situations we face help us, lead us to act otherwise. As a result, we act against our will and our desire most of the time. Many times, after we have acted that way, we feel bad that we have reacted the way we reacted wrongly. We feel bad about it. You need to know this. This gives every one of us an opportunity to speak word of wisdom, to people who have acted wrongly in our life. The time to build people is when they are down, because when they are up and everything is fine, what happened? They are not able to take feedback. Know this. This is very important. Sometimes all of us want to be appreciated, Every person wants to be appreciated. Every person wants to be recognized. Therefore, for us to be able to understand people, we need to know that every one of us, you and I, every one of us, no exception, have at least these 4 basic needs. And you need to, put this into consideration when you're dealing with people. The first basic need is that all of us want to be loved and appreciated. Everyone wants to be loved and what? Appreciated. Love people and find something good in them to genuinely appreciate. When you see people, the first icebreaker is to identify something good in them and acknowledge it. That open up the people onto you. That's very important. The second need of every one of us is that everyone wants to experience a sense of achievement and a sense of self-worth. That is the reason why we are doing all our pursuits. We want a sense of achievement. We want a sense of self-worth. So how do you respond to this? Therefore, we must celebrate the wins of others. We must celebrate the wins of our team. We must acknowledge their wins all the time because everyone wants to feel a sense of achievement and self-worth. The third fundamental needs of every human being is that they want to have a sense of belonging. You want to have a sense of belonging. How would you feel if you belong to a team, if you belong to and you are not acknowledged? Everyone. So treat people like that they are important because they are. People are important. Make them know that their contribution counts and they will feel a sense of belonging. And finally, people want to feel secure. Acknowledge people, make them feel important and they will feel secure. This is very important. So let's look at steps that we can follow to help us understand people. The first step is that learn to understand yourself. This is very important. Understand yourself, your strengths, your weakness, and your values and your motivation. Your strength that helps you know what to focus. Your weakness is where you need understanding and help yourself. Your values, make you what is important to you. People should, be one of the things that are important to you. Then your interest and what and your motivation. 2, value people, respect people and what is important to them. This way, people count, their value count. 3, listen to avoid misunderstanding and conflict. Pay attention to the pains and the motivation of others. Observe to understand why people act the way they do. 4, understand where people are at and what had happened to them in the past. A lot of people behave today based on the experience they have in the past. What key things happened in their past that is affecting how they behave today. 5, know and understand people's temperament. That will help you to understand why they act the way they do. Discover and appreciate the gift each person has. If you want the best result from people, exploit their strength. If you lead people according to their strength, you will obtain a better result from them. Finally, lift people up when they are down. This is the time they are open, to get help from you. So you need to do that. As I close, it's important that when we understand people, life becomes easier and more rewarding. And our world widens because we understand people. And when we get, and we get more results through people, because we lead them and influence them better when we understand them. I hope this was important. Thank you for your time. Okay, and if you like this, if you think that this will be valuable to somebody, share it with them, and more importantly, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, and definitely we'll see you next week. Have a blessed week.